Hey guys, what's up? So one of the main questions I get asked pretty much everywhere is what equipment do I use, or how do I edit my videos, or where do I get the music, or anything like that pertaining to how I make the videos. So today I jumped on the webcam so that I can show you my cameras. So that's why the video looks really horrible and like really grainy and not good at all like my normal videos. It's because I'm on a webcam. So let's get into this. Oh, also in the description I'm gonna put links to where you can buy all the stuff I'm about to show you. It should all just be from Amazon. So go buy that stuff and then just like get the glasses, cut your hair, and like, I don't know, dress like me, and then you can just walk around and just do exactly what I do. So first up, we have this. This is pretty much my main rig that if you've ever stopped me at a con or if you've ever seen me at a con, I probably was carrying this. But what on earth is this? So the camera, the body up here, without the lens and without the mic and without the crazy thing on the bottom, this part up here, this is a Canon 70D. This is not like the crazy expensive cameras, but it works really well. It has amazing autofocus. Though if you're gonna get a 70D, I recommend just saving up a little more money and getting the 80D, because the 70D will only do 60 frames per second in 720p, but the 80D will do 60 frames per second in 1080p. So I'm actually trying to upgrade, but this is currently, everything you've seen up to this point is on the 70D. On top of that, this is the Rode shotgun mic. So it's just because the audio is good on this, but I just wanted better audio because I'm a quality whore. I got the Rode shotgun mic, and I mean, it does pretty good. You guys hear it in the videos. We'll get into lenses in a second. Ignore that. This thing on the bottom, this is the Glide Cam, but that's actually the brand. It's a Steadicam. It's the Glide Cam HD 2000. So if you're thinking about getting a Glide Cam, I will link to this one, but do your research. Make sure you get one that's like the right size for your camera. You may not need one this big if you don't have a big camera, but basically this gets rid of all the bumpiness. So you just hold it like this and it gets rid of any shakes. It makes it extremely smooth. Now, if you do order one of these, just know that like there's a learning curve. You're not going to get it at first. It's going to be really hard to do. Google how to weight it, or YouTube how to weight it correctly, and then just practice. Like practice. And eventually it'll become second nature, but at first it's really weird. This lens that's on here is the Tokina 11-16. This is the lens that I typically use when I'm at a con, because it's really wide. 11 is very wide. Like the lower the number, the wider the lens. That's how that works. So this is for vlogging, basically. If I didn't vlog, I don't know if I would use such a wide lens, but I do, so I need a wide lens. I also have this lens, which is just the kit lens that came. I don't ever use it. It came with the camera. This is my 24mm, which I love this lens to death. It gives great bokeh, and the 24 is just like a great spot. If, like I said, if I didn't vlog, this is probably the lens I would use always. I have vlogged with this lens before, but it's just not as nice in a vlog. I also use this 50mm by Canon, which is just a little bit closer, well, kind of a lot closer than the 24, and it just gives really nice bokeh, which if you don't know what that is, that's like the background blur, which I have none of right now, but when you see you see a cosplayer totally beautiful, crisp, and then the background is completely blurred out. Bokeh is what does that, and the higher the number, the more bokeh you're going to get. There's other things that go into it too. I'm not going to get into how to get bokeh right now, but these are the lenses that I typically switch between on the run. As far as other cameras I do have this small point and shoot camera, though this is a really good small point and shoot camera. This is the G7X Mark II from Canon, and it's literally like the best point and shoot camera I've ever seen in my life. I could probably do most of the stuff I do with my big camera on this, minus being able to switch lenses and things like that. And this actually does 60 frames per second in 1080p, which my big camera won't even do. So that's crazy. But below that, I have this, which is my GorillaPod, and that basically, it's just like a tripod, that I can wrap around anything. So sometimes you'll see me get shots and you're like, how in the world did he even get that shot? Like, how did he line a camera up? It's because I wrapped this GorillaPod around like a pole or something, and I put this camera on it, and if you color grade it correctly, you can't tell that it's different cameras that recorded it. The last camera I use, which I don't use a ton, is my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. This is the black edition. I don't use it a lot because I want to get a new GoPro. This one's pretty old at this point, but I have a monopod on here, though some people always scream selfie stick at me. But just like, it can get some really, really nice shots, and especially on a GoPro because it's such wide angle. And then I also have a head mount. So when I used to do tour videos, I would just put this on my head with the GoPro and then walk around. And the little waterproof casing, which you never see me use it in the water, but why not get it? It's cool. As far as lighting, which I have horrible lighting right now, I use this. No idea what the brand is or what it's called, but I'll link it in the description. Oh god, it's blinding. So that can really, really help you out. Lighting is extremely important. If you're going to get in a video, one of the first things you'll learn is the importance of lighting. It can literally change a shot completely. I also have these white balance cards, which I don't use a ton, and if you know anything about white balance right now, you're probably thinking, Cody, you should have white balanced this video before you started recording, but it's a little late for that. So it's basically like a white card, and there's some other colors too. You go into the settings on your camera, and you can take a picture of it and set the white balance, which basically, as you'll see, I'm kind of blue in this video. If I would have set the white balance, I wouldn't be blue. I would be my actual color. So like sometimes you'll be walking around a con and it's dark and the hotel's very orange. This happens a lot, so you'll get a very orange look to all your footage. If you just use a white balance card, I mean, you don't even have to have the card. You can learn how to do it without it, but then you can get rid of that orange and make it look like how it actually looks to your eye. As far as tripods go, this is the only one that I use. Zoomy, I don't know exactly. I don't know if this is like some big brand. I don't think it is. And it comes like this. It's very easy to carry. You just unfold it, and yeah, it's a professional tripod. Can do a lot of swivel. The thing I really like about it though is that this leg, this leg comes off of. Okay, so now I can unscrew this and put it on here, and I have a monopod, so you don't have to carry the tripod around everywhere. You have the one stick to stabilize it. It's really nice. Finally, I have this JBL speaker. This is what I use when you see us walking around blasting music. It's super nice, Bluetooth, and you can plug it into using the aux cord, whatever you want to do. As far as mics go, like what I'm recording on right now, I'm going to try to lift this up. Sometimes it'll cut the audio out, so. That's the Blue Yeti microphone. A link in the description of that. Amazing mic. I've used it since the beginning of convention reviews. Like the second or third con I went to, I started using this. Changed the quality completely. Good lighting and good sound. Changed literally everything. As far as what editing software I use, I really mainly just stick to Adobe Premiere Pro. This is the CC version. If you're going to get into editing, you can start on something smaller. Like I started on Sony Vegas, but then I switched over eventually when I was convinced by Real T Dragon, actually. He convinced me to switch to Adobe Premiere Pro. I mean, if you've got the money and you can afford to do it, start at Premiere so you don't have to learn it later, because it feels like everybody either ends up at Premiere or Final Cut. Just pick one of those and learn that. I use Premiere. Finally, I did also want to say where I get my music. All my music comes from this channel right here. I don't remember the name, so I'm just going to link it. And it's all royalty-free music. This is all the music that you hear in the vlogs or in the background of like any of my videos that's not a music video. It comes from this channel. Also the review, I don't remember where I got that song. I got it a long time ago, but I always use the same song for reviews. And the music in my music videos come from a lot of different places. I like to use Mr. Suicide Sheep a lot, but you have to download it and then re-upload it on another channel to make sure it's not going to get hit for copyright. If you use the channel that I linked, none of those songs are going to get hit for copyright. They're royalty free, that's the point. And if you are trying to find other music to use in your videos, I mean, check if they're going to get away and it's not copyright, but also sometimes it helps to just ask the person who has made the music. You probably should do that anyway. And see if they're cool with you using their music. Sometimes they'll supply you more music, or you can strike some kind of partnership. Just talk to people and figure stuff out. But But that's everything I use, guys. I hope this video helped you out. If you have any other questions, let me know, and hopefully I can answer them. But that's it. Now you guys know how I do it. It's not magic. It's just owning a bunch of crap.